You can finance it if you have good credit, or if you have retirement funds, you can. That's a good opportunity. That's a good source. And I want to say a few things about that, and for the fact that it means essentially pre-tax dollars are 40%, 25 to 40% based on depending on the tax bracket. Now, by the laws of the land, you can invest that money and pay no tax on it. But if you were to use it go and take it out and use it for something else, then you're going to be slapped with a penalty for taking it pre-retirement. So.
Sir, can you say that again? So you're saying you can use pre-tax dollars, maybe from a 401k or an IRA, and you don't pay a tax on it, provided that money is used and invested in a small business.
You don't pay penalty. You don't pay the penalty.
Oh, there's no penalty.
Yes.
What's the provision?
What do you mean? What's the provision?
What's the provision for which you don't pay penalty? Under what?
So you got to roll it over. Now, where you got to roll it over to a business entity, C corporation.
Oh, okay.
Right. So when you do that, you then become an employee of your company. So you can actually so that's one of the ways, you can actually draw salary, pay yourself salary from that. If you choose that, okay, you want to go, you're done with corporate America, whatever you're doing, so you can pay yourself salary from that and still not be taxed. Or you will not be penalized, but what you receive, you're going to pay tax on, but not the money, the part that you roll over. So I know that because that's what I did. Okay.
So I have another question. So when you do that, right, aren't you required to pay back that money back to your retirement account?
So that's the good thing. So look at two scenarios where you borrow money from the bank, and the other one you roll over some or all of your retirement account. It depends on the individual. If that business goes to zero from your retirement account, you don't owe Uncle Sam anything. And remember, that is pre-tax dollars. And so you didn't pay tax on it. If the business goes flat, you don't owe them anything. If you went and borrowed the money from the bank or from whatever else, you owe that money plus the interest, or whatever, for the duration. Say in the event that it goes broke. So that's how it is. Now the other scenario, which is what I talked to Brendan about, consider teaming up with somebody else.
Like a partnership.
Yes. And again, I'm doing that because I say that because that's what I'm doing now. After the initial, after buying the consultancy, now I want to make another investment, buy a franchise. It's like this, the consultancy is this one. But I want to buy an investment, I want to buy a franchise on my personal capacity, not related to this. So that's this. But because I've put in a whole lot here, so I asked a brother, I said, bro, can you come in with me? And let's do this together. And that's working. And by God's grace, by January, we were supposed to close this December. But by January, we trust God that franchise will be closed down. Now, it's a spa. I'll just give you an example. I'll just give you some of the details. It's a beauty concept. It is, they deal with women's facials. So that is something I have absolutely experience on. But the question is, so why would I want to do that? Because of my insider information, I know that it's working. It's a concept that not too many people know, but the numbers make a whole lot of sense. And secondly, it's a business, it's a manager model. I do not intend to do any too much hands-on on anything I invest from now forward. I would always go with something that comes with it's semi-passive. That means I don't have to be there every day, every hour. No, it comes with a manager in place. And so that whole corporation thing is something that we need to consider. You can pull your resources together. Maybe somebody who has good credit, you have some cash, you can work it out. Or if you want to finance it, yes, you find a brother or a sister who you guys can sit down, think about it. And because it's not an overnight thing, so hey, go ahead and explore what is possible for you. We've been dealing with this since March. So it's taken almost a year to wrap it up. And at this point, we can still walk away and say, you know what, we are not interested in this anymore. And there's no obligation to the folks who own it. You know what I mean? So at least give yourself the opportunity to say, okay, so how can I utilize my what's available to me, and begin to answer the question of what is worth your while. Your wealth, income, lifestyle, equity. Just to generate, answer those questions. Make the exploration, and we can review things and look at what might be possible. If at any point you say, you know what, I don't like this one again, or if we don't engage, we are not there on the table when certain kind of decisions are to be made. I don't know if that, I was shocked 2 years ago when I went to the first franchise brokers meeting. It reminded me when I was doing my PhD in Japan. And I would go for a neuroscience conference, 10,000 people, and I will find probably a handful of blacks or brown people. One occasion I met one Nigerian, and we were like, whoa, we are like goldfish that has no hiding place. You could, yes, you could just. There was no difficulty picking him out, because once I look and see, that's him right there. You know what I mean? And that set us thinking. Well, eventually over the years, we started some neuroscience thing in Nigeria. So what I'm saying is the same thing. We went for this meeting, 300 plus people. There were only like 5 or 6 blacks. So you're asking yourself, when these guys make these decisions, when these economic decisions are made and taken and investment in business, so the guys who own these things we all see around, most of them, you don't see them. But you have other folks who just got to keep clocking in and clocking out for them. So I'm more like on a mission. I said, brethren, folks, why don't we give ourselves an opportunity? And like I said, it's a good thing there are processes that say, you know what, you think this thing is crazy, it doesn't make any sense. Keep your job, keep your profession, but at least take a look at it, turn around and see what may be possible or accessible to you.
Okay, so I have a question. So, I mean, I'd start from this. So, from your experience working, I mean, being a franchise consultant, to what degree, I mean, have Nigerians been involved, or, I mean, to what degree? A good degree, or is there any, you kind of talk about blocks that might be dominated by a certain culture or a certain, say ethnicity or whatever. Is there anything, or any, do you have examples of specific franchises where there might be, I mean, I'd say Nigerians involved in or not? Or not at this point?
I mean, I know that there are a bunch of us.
I'll tell you why I ask.
Yeah, go ahead.
The reason I ask is perhaps if there's exposure to that, the ease, because I'm thinking, yes, franchising is good. What's the ease of entrance? I mean, is it? I'm estimating there are other Nigerians or something involved. I mean, in a particular franchise block, then the ease of entrance might not be, the hurdle in terms of entrance might not be as difficult, right? That's what I'm asking.
Yes, and I know like I was going to say that I know in Nigerians who own franchises, professionals, doctors, pharmacists, they just buy. I mean, they have more cash, so they go buy, and that is the whole point. They can buy it and have other folks work for them. But not everybody can put down or have access to 1.5 million to buy McDonald's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how about folks that probably can access 60,000, 80,000 by credit or equity or what, pulling their resources together. Those are actually the more common ones that I want to be talking with.
Now, there goes. So if those are the more common ones, for some of us, it's because we don't know any better, right? We're not exposed, we don't know what other, I'd say low-hanging, I'd call it low-hanging fruits or low-hanging opportunities, right? If you ask me, for instance, the only things that come to my head, for instance, would be the Chili's, the McDonald's,
that's true.
Yes. Until yeah.
So
I mean,
I was hoping
when
to
you
see
say
that
franchise, I was thinking.
So
two
Burger King and
so do you have a list, right, that says, hey folks, that groups franchises by either ease of entrance, right? What hurdles you need to meet, and by categories, so what's the hurdle by categories, and just what other franchises exist apart from the
ones you see.
Popular ones, the ones we see.
Okay, so let me just give you three examples in different areas. One is a child education and tutoring. And you would think, so what is the big deal with tutoring? There's a tutoring franchise that requires about 60 to 80,000. And you, again, let me say this, you don't have to, it doesn't mean you have to have 80,000, at time, but have access to it if you need it. Because some of it is going to be like money you keep for run the stuff until you start generating income. So this tutoring franchise, okay, let me back off and say, address some other thing you said. All the franchises are, not all, 98% require, they have certain standards. Critical of which is what's called the net worth. What is your net worth? So and with that, I'm going to use that as an example. So this tutoring franchise requires 60 to 80,000, requires a 50,000 net worth. That means the value of your car, value of your home, equity, retirement income, other investment and all that. It doesn't have to be cash. So you can get in at that level. That's pretty much it. The only other thing that will hinder is they'll run a check on your territory. Franchises, some of them have territories. So depending on where you live, my job is to say, okay, pre-qualify you. What's your address, zip code? We put it in. I send it to them. I say, do you have a territory available in this area? I say, yeah, we have. Or no, somebody else has gotten the territory, except you want to go somewhere else. So those are just the two basic requirements, hurdles. That's it. Your net worth, the territory, and how much cash you need. Now for this, someone, it's like you teach a class. You come to class of 40 people, give them some information. Some people get A's, others get F's, right? So 2 people or 10 people may work the same process, get different results. Someone with that same $80,000 or less investment actually made almost $500,000 the first year they were in business. But the average is about $40,000 to $80,000. Now, for a $60,000 investment, that is not bad the first year. Second year, they enter, most of them go into 90. Third year, mid 6 figures. By 50 years in the business, most of them net about $250,000. That's one. Give you another example. The beauty salon, beauty spa thing. It is going, the two I've told you now, the tutoring franchise. By the way, that is also, to sweeten it, it's home-based. So you can run the business and nobody will even be aware. And it is manager model. So you can hire a manager in place that will do so you keep your job. Yeah. They'll do work for you. There's no high overhead because it's home-based. And they do most of the heavy lifting. Another example is the beauty spa, beauty facials and stuff. Now, can take about between $100,000 to $200,000 access or investment. Now so you ask me, why do you have that range? Is because of the space. So if you had a business that had half this square footage, the equipment you fit in here would not be the same as if you had the room. So that depends on the how they build out and all that. But what that concept has going for it is that they have contracts with malls. And so that has been driving traffic. And in the 5 years they've been in business, no shop has closed. Nobody has said, you know what, this thing's not working, I'm going to close. Instead, folks who own it, by the time they're in second month, they are looking to buy a second unit. You get what I'm saying? So,
which one is this one now?
There's the beauty
thing.
Beauty spa thing. So, what's return on investment? They have 35% return. Now the franchisees built and they said, if you use our system and follow it to the letter, we almost can guarantee that you will make $250,000 in your first year. That's actually the standard they set for their franchisees. So you will look at it going and say, how is that possible? But then you also look at the fact that nobody has closed shop because they didn't meet. Do you get the balance? Yeah. So you might, if you are exploring, you say, this is impossible. But then, if it was impossible, you will have people live in it. Instead, those who own it want to come back and get another year, open another store by the second month or the third month. So folks replace their income, and you do the math of the 250 about 35%. So you're talking about 89,000 about as your net when you pay all the salaries and stuff, which is not bad for the first year. The second year is the same thing. You know, just keeps growing. Third example, so the requirement for that is 350. They require that you will have an net worth of 350K. But then here's where bro, sorry, bro, let me just stop moving around. So here, okay,
You move.
So here's here's where you say, okay, I've added up all my assets and liabilities, and I'm worth, you know, it's 150,000, right? So what am I gonna do? They're not gonna listen to you. Go find another brother or another sister and say, look, you have higher net worth, coming with me, even if you agree on paper and say, yeah, let's do this thing. I just need your net worth to get started. Yeah, it works. It happens. Or you can pull it up anyhow you like. So now remember the first one I said was like 50K, the net worth, the requirement. This one is 350. So it's more challenging to get into this on your own than the other one. And so the thing might be, all right, let me start with this and then grow into something bigger. The third example I'll give you is print shop. Printing postcards and banners and flyers. And I used to think it's of course I barely print anything, right? So you think, yeah, it's just a print franchise, that's all. But there's some of them that gross over $1 million in the first year. But you probably drive around, you see some of the signs.
I know what you're talking about. I use them.
Okay.
But I never.
So you don't think that way. You don't think, yeah, this guy.
You know what's even this thing is that I use them, but I know they are franchise because I know there is one that has the same name, maybe about 10 miles away, and there's that. Mm-hmm. But it didn't click in my head that this thing is a franchise.
You wouldn't think that, yeah, it's almost somebody just threw it. No, it's their franchise. Somebody makes one thing work, second one, by the time they have the third unit, they say, let's franchise this and make it. And they make it, the print shops make a lot of money. Actually, I have somebody, one of the guys in Lawrenceville, I told him, I said, I want you to teach me some things. This guy retired, he's worked for corporate America, AT&T and all that. Said 4 years ago he was done. He invested $150,000 from his retirement account in a print franchise 4 years ago. Now his business is worth $2.5 million. Okay, so these are examples. Do people fail? Yeah, but that's the point of the validation. You got to look at it and say, how many units have closed for this franchise? So when you look at that, you get to look at that. If you want for us to talk about it, I will request for them to send me their disclosure statement so we can analyze it and find out. Line up 2 or 3 or 4 franchises and compare them, and then we can figure out, okay, so let's find out more about this. There's no commitment until you get to the end of the process, which means you actually get to talk to the people who own those businesses. Because the corporate office can say, we do this, we do that, we do this, we do that. But the only way you can verify it is if you talk to the people who actually own it. Say, okay, so they said they would do this and do that. Is it true? When we are doing our validation, so I called, I told somebody, I said, look, these guys are crazy. They said they require their franchises to do $250 a year. Is that possible. So the guy said that he's actually aiming to make 350. He's on track to make 350. Talk to somebody else, gross. But then remember the average is 35% profit margin. So that's for 350, you're looking at over 100 grand. How much did they invest? Probably 80,000 to 100. Talked to one lady, said she just opened shop for one day, for 1 month. In April, I spoke with her in May. She said she already began to look for her second shop. Why?
What she's doing? What area?
It's a beauty. The beauty and spa. That's just, the number is so she said she's already looking for her second location to get it. And so I asked why. Because the first month she was in the black. Not one person, 5 different people.
Came together.
No, 5 different people said the same thing, that they've never had a red right from when they opened business. From the first month they could settle all their bills. 2 years ago, not 2 years ago, January last year, I listened to a woman, I think she's in Dallas, getting to 2 years to her retirement, was about to, thinking of what to do. So she would be she goes to that unit, that one of those franchises to take care of her facials and the beauty stuff women do. Then she decided to say, let me find out what this takes. She said she opened shop eventually by December. We had that talk in February. And she said she was supposed to, she wanted to retire in 2 years' time. Kids gone off to school, college, and left home. So now it's that while, W-I-L-E, she needed to travel the world with her husband free and do what, just enjoy their time together. By the February we're talking, she had that. She said she was generating about 7,000 a month in black. And she had already started getting her second unit, and she said she hopes to get it by August of last year, and that she's on track to replace her 6-figure income by December and then retire, just turn in early retirement and take off. And this is a concept that, again, it's manager based. So even if you're in Timbuktu or in Nigeria, you can see what's going on your phone. You can see what's going on on your phone, what's customer, everything running.
Okay. Because of time,
yeah,
let
so
me come to the question that Sami asked. So, you have spoken about the beauty, you have spoken about the print. Do you have a list? Do you have like a bush?
Yeah, so if you choose the concept, what you like, of course there's a form that I used to get more information what you'll be interested in. So then we can narrow it down and say, okay, so you're interested in computer technology. So I can then say, yeah, in computer technology we have 6 different types. So I can bring those, it's not like, yeah, I have the list, but I can't print out 400 or 500 and say, take a look at it. You narrow it down to what you want to do or what you're thinking of exploring, then we can concentrate on that area.
Let me also ask you this, because honestly, when you called me and asked me to set this up, I was thinking in the millions. Now that I'm hearing this, there are many people that I wish I had told about this.
That's the point of the
I honestly,
It's all right.
There are many more people I would have loved to have gotten here.
Okay.
Do you plan to? I know you come to Houston, you go to Dallas, and you know all that. Do you plan to? Is the wind going to blow you back this way anytime soon? And
Yeah.
do you have an idea? Because I would love for us to do this again. You know, this time around, I mean, I just chose like a select few, but I would love to possibly pack the house. And then Brother Shegun is nodding his head. I mean, I can see that, you know, he too is, I've been thinking the same thing, you know, and see what we can do.
Just, I mean, if you organize it, let me know. I will fly down whenever you want to have it done. I will just fly down. That's all. Just let me know. If somehow, you know, I have family here, and God willing, my son might be here. Might be here from May or June. You know.
You of age or?
No, he got a job.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So it's it's insider information, but yeah, you're my brother. He's graduating in May.
Praise God.
But he already has you know, he's already signed a job contract. So
Praise God.
In
Houston.
Wow.
And you know, when he had, they gave them opportunity to choose. So he chose Atlanta, Philadelphia, New Jersey, New York. Then at the bottom of number 15, Houston, because it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't. That is like the last option.
Yeah.
But you know, that's the location they offered him. I know his name means God ordered his steps. That's so we just
Okay.
so just arrange. Let me know anytime.
So, what are your questions? I know that you got some.
I actually don't have a lot of questions. It's funny because I think it was last week that I was looking at franchise. I mean, I was looking at franchise opportunities, and I actually ran into a website that had all those things. And
Are you sure it's not my website, my company website?
but you know, you had all the lists and you know what you needed to do, and you know the cost of entry and all that. So, you know, I mean, this has been good education. You know, learning more and even the information.
Yeah. So just you know, I'm your brother, so let me know. And like I said, there's no charge. So I'm not like a lawyer. You say if we talk for 1 hour, I'll send you a bill. No, it's it's free. You know.
My other question though is how do you? I mean,
How do I get paid?
Yes, and then I see that you are attacking this. You are looking at taking this, you know, from two angles. The first one is that number one, you are a franchise consultant, and the second one is you're actually going in.
Yeah.
You know yourself.
I'm putting my money where my
the one of going in yourself, I can see how you get paid. You know that one is, but the consultancy aspect of it, how do you get paid?
By the franchise. If somebody get, you know, if they get a franchise, so my stuff is to just look at the opportunities and see whether you pre-qualify basically. And pre-qualification, like I mentioned, is one, what's your net worth? If you look for something that your net worth doesn't match, then there's no point. I just tell you, bro, it's not going to work. They're not going to accept it. You know, they're going to accept it. So make the introduction, and then that's they pay my fees. So.
I was going to say, you know, when he was talking, it just dawned on me. It's like a realtor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like a real, okay.
Yeah, almost like a broker.
He is the intermediary
Okay,
between,
okay.
you know,
Okay.
you and the franchise company.
Okay, I hear you. Brasha, anything?
Yeah, I was going to ask this, something similar, like, for example, people that, let's say, have the money, and just want you to help them to do leg work and stuff. Is that allowed?
What do you mean, leg work?
I mean, the paperwork and everything, just set them up.
Sure. But you know.
Their responsibility is just to narrow it down to what they are interested in. Okay.
Yeah, so what they're interested in, then I'll have to check if
Their net worth.
net worth, but then sometimes the franchise will not allow you to just invest and leave.
Okay.
Like Chick-fil-A, most people come to me and say, I want Chick-fil-A. I say, okay. Are you tired of what you're doing now? I say, no, I love my job. I say, okay, so then forget it. A sister called me, I said, she's a dentist, and she wants a Chick-fil-A. I said, oh, really? Okay. I said, no, it has to be Chick-fil-A. I said, but the other options, no. I said, I want Chick-fil-A. I said, okay. Are you tired of being a dentist? She said, no. I said, then forget it. You don't need a Chick-fil-A because they can't allow you to do anything else.
Really?
Yes.
The other thing I heard about them is that for you to buy one of them, that you, whether rightly or wrongly, that you have to come from inside, that they sell to those who have been involved with them, either work with them, manage with them, you know.
I mean, and that's a fair point, because we've looked at this before, so I was interested coming in. But the reality, I mean, what we found out, and you might know differently, is in some of these opportunities, it clearly states that you must have, outside of the capital, you must have had, for instance, 10 years in a food-related industry before you can actually become a franchise owner.
Okay, that's fine. Everybody, that's why I said there's no one rule fits all for everyone has their own rules.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing that I try to, part of this whole education, that the conditions are different. And let me say this also. Just do the logic with me. You want to buy, say, you have 1.5 million or access to it, and you want to buy a McDonald's because for some reason that's all they think you can think of. You buy a McDonald's and your profit is about $450,000 to $500,000 a year. Now you take that 1.5 million and you buy 5 territories, each of a staffing. Yeah, the other very successful franchise concept is staffing. So you buy 5 units of staffing agency, right? Each of which has been proven to generate anywhere between $500,000 to $760,000 profit a year. Do it by 5. Do you get what I'm saying? One is very fancy. It gives you get the visibility. Staffing agency, nobody talk. You don't hardly talk about it. But say if you had 4 of those units, each of which is giving you $500,000, that is $2 million profit right there for the same amount that you probably would have sunk into one McDonald's. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
On this list, I see senior care. And here. This is something I was thinking of before, but when I looked at it, when I thought about what it might involve, like the finances or getting the authorization, the approval and all that, I just kind of gave up. But I see on this list now it has reawoken past. So, would you do you have the information?
Yeah. Yeah. I have the information, and there are some of them that can actually help you with all the paperwork, getting all the certifications and all that. Yeah. Different incomes, different levels. The one that actually uses probably like $100K or less, and it's You know, it takes care of all they take care of most of the stuff.
Okay, that will involve getting a place like a bungalow. No.
I don't know. That's
Or
it's part of their
different?
system. It's senior care has how many of them?
25?
No.
Yeah, 25. So each of those 25 is different. I know of one that doesn't require you to have like a location, or they're more like a corporate office that they send people to their homes. So they're all different. Yeah. All right, brethren, I appreciate your time. Thank you. So, keep me, whenever you can arrange it, just let me know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll talk with Brashen.
I will show up.
We'll see what.
God bless you.
Actually, it's beckoning.